Hey there, Chris from Wonders here. Today we're diving into the world of storage servers, often called network attached storage or NAS devices. In simple terms, a NAS is a way to connect one or more hard drives to your network so they can be accessed by other devices, and usually multiple people. Whether you're a small business owner or running an IT department, choosing the right storage solution is essential for keeping your company's information safe and accessible. Let's talk about why this choice is so important. Selecting and configuring a storage system depends on several key factors specific to your company. First, how much data do you need to store? What type of data are you working with? How many people or systems will be accessing the data at once? How quickly do you need to access this data? Think about it this way. A storage server used for backing up documents for a small team will have very different needs compared to one used for large-scale data analysis or video editing. In this video, we'll walk through an overview of general directions I typically guide my clients towards. Remember, these are starting points. We always fine-tune based on specific needs. And of course, some companies may be perfectly suited to only use cloud storage. This overview is primarily for those with larger or on-site storage needs that can't be met by cloud storage alone, or for those looking to have an on-site destination to back up their cloud storage to. Let's start with smaller scale needs. Think lower amounts of data and less demanding speed requirements. For these situations, I often recommend Synology NAS systems. Here's why they're great for many small businesses. They're user-friendly and typically the most cost-effective option. They have an intuitive interface that many small business owners or staff can manage without specialized IT knowledge. And Synology NAS devices come with a suite of useful software, making them a versatile tool for small companies looking to handle multiple tasks with one device. Synology does offer larger and higher throughput options that can scale to meet the needs of bigger businesses, but I typically guide my clients to more open and customizable options if they outgrow the smaller or medium Synology NAS devices. Now, let's scale up. For larger storage needs, high speed requirements, multi-user access, or situations needing high customizability, I typically recommend systems built around TrueNAS. TrueNAS is a file server software built on ZFS, a very robust, reliable file system. It's like a comprehensive toolbox for storage, packed with features, highly adaptable, and built on a rock-solid foundation. With TrueNAS, we generally take one of two paths. If a client's needs are easily covered by the systems offered by IX Systems, the creators of TrueNAS, we'll select one of their systems and configure it. This saves a few steps in setup and gives you the option of getting enterprise support directly from IX Systems. Their TrueNAS Mini line, for example, provides a nice step up from the smaller Synology NAS systems while still providing large storage volumes for many users. Alternatively, we might deploy TrueNAS on a more custom device. While total DIY is an option, like building a system with off-the-shelf parts, I really recommend pre-built, well-tested, enterprise-grade solutions from vendors like 45 Drives. They can create systems tailored to your specific needs, working directly with you or through consultants like myself. While they don't have any official affiliation with IX Systems or 45 Drives, I really like their approaches. They're all about open systems, which means you're not locked into any proprietary hardware or software. They offer enterprise-grade equipment without the usual restrictions and hefty price tags you often see with the bigger enterprise providers. 45 Drives in particular is great because they'll support systems even if you've made hardware changes to them. It's this kind of flexibility and openness that I believe is the way forward for storage solutions. That's why I often recommend these types of systems to my clients. They're getting cutting-edge technology that's built to adapt and grow with their needs, without being locked into a single vendor's ecosystem. Now that we've covered the main types of systems, let's talk about some key considerations that apply to all these storage solutions. Understanding these will help you make a more informed decision about what's right for your business. First, let's discuss redundancy. Regardless of which system you choose, I typically recommend getting at least 2 units. This allows you to set up a primary system and a secondary to replicate to as often as possible. This way you have both a working copy of your data and a backup in case something happens to the first. Both TrueNAS and Synology include tools that make this replication process straightforward. And they also both make it quite simple to push a backup copy to the cloud. If you're interested in learning more about backup strategies, including cloud options, check out my business backups video. Next, let's take a look at the types of drives you'll be using. You'll typically be choosing between 2 main options: solid-state drives and hard disk drives. Solid-state drives, or SSDs, are faster but generally more expensive per gigabyte. Hard disk drives, or HDDs, offer more storage capacity at a lower cost, but these aren't as fast as SSDs. The choice between SSDs and HDDs, or a mix of both, depends on your specific needs of speed versus capacity. SSDs are great for applications that require quick data access, like databases, virtual machines, or even frequently accessed files. HDDs, on the other hand, are ideal for storing large amounts of data, like large files, large data sets, or data that doesn't need to be accessed as frequently, like backups or archives. Many systems use a combination of both to balance performance and cost effectiveness. Now let's talk about how these drives work together in your system. This is where a RAID comes in. RAID, which stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks, is a way to combine multiple drives into one larger, often faster virtual drive. It can also provide some protection against drive failures. But it's important to remember that RAID is not a backup solution. It's more about maintaining performance and availability day to day. You still need backups in addition to RAID. There are different RAID types or levels, each offering a unique balance of performance, capacity, and protection against drive failures. For example, RAID 1 mirrors data across 2 drives, which can often improve speed and availability, but at a higher cost because it uses more drives. Then we have options like RAID 5 or RAID 6 that offer more efficient use of drive space in larger sets of drives, while still providing protection against drive failures. And some modern systems, like those using ZFS, which TrueNAS is built on, offer advanced features that go beyond traditional RAID. These can include more flexible storage pooling, automatic error correction, and efficient snapshotting capabilities. These features not only enhance data protection, but can also improve performance and make managing your storage easier. All of these factors, the type of system, the drives you use, how they're configured, affect the performance and capacity of your system. When you're designing a system, you'll need to consider all these elements to match your specific needs. Now let's talk about scale. Currently, with a TrueNAS system on hardware from a vendor like 45 drives, you can usually get up to about 1 petabyte or 1,000 terabytes on a single system, using large standard hard drives. This is really just a limit of the amount of hard drives we can fit in one box. But these capacities are always growing, so consider these numbers a general guideline rather than hard limits. And in many cases, if you need more storage than this, you can usually just use more than one unit. But what if your needs go beyond even this, where multiple independent units doesn't work for your setup? That's where systems running storage software called Ceph come in. Ceph is excellent for scenarios requiring extremely high uptime, massive storage capacity, or very high throughput from many users or applications. We're talking about storage pools with many petabytes or thousands of terabytes, or systems that need to keep running even during updates or hardware failures. The great news is that vendors like 45 Drives specialize in building systems based around Ceph as well. While Ceph is a powerful solution for these large-scale needs, it's often more complex than what most small to medium-sized businesses require. That's why I typically recommend TrueNAS or Synology systems for businesses that can meet their needs with these solutions. As you've very likely gathered at this point, there's no one-size-fits-all answer in the world of data storage. Each business has its own unique set of needs and challenges. Whether you're just starting out, looking to upgrade your current setup, or considering a hybrid approach with both on-site and cloud storage, the key is understanding your specific requirements and aligning them to the right system. If you'd like some help figuring out the best storage solution for your business, let's chat. You can find me on LinkedIn or get in touch with me through the contact page on my website. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.